In this video, I explain gas-cooled reactor. First, I explain the introductions, then after construction, working, advantages and disadvantages of gas-cooled reactors. In a gas-cooled reactors, there is a two types of gas is used. Okay, so first reactors is developed in the England, and in this gas reactor they use CO2 gas as a coolant and graphite as a moderators. Okay, and it is also called gas cooled graphite moderator. So it is in short written as GCGM. G means gas, C means cooled, again G means graphite, and M means moderators. The fuel was a natural uranium clad with alloy of magnesium, and it is called as Magnox. The coolant pressure is about 7 bar and the temperature is 336 degree centigrade. Okay, so this is the one type of the gas reactor which is developed in the England. Okay, so we revise it. In this reactor, CO2 gas is used as a coolant, graphite is used as a moderators, and as a fuel natural uranium is used. Second reactor, it is developed in a USA. So USA has developed another gas cooled reactor which use helium as a coolant and graphite as a moderators. Okay, so here the moderator are same. So in both the reactor you see this, the moderators are the graphites. Okay, but this coolant are changed. The reactor developed by the England, they use the CO2 gas as a coolant. USA developed this reactor, they use the helium as a coolant. It is known as high temperature gas cooled reactors. In short, it is written as HTGC. H means high, T means temperature, G means gas, and C means cooled. The fuel used is uranium-233 as a fusible materials and thorium is used as a fertile materials. Okay, so in a HTGC means high temperature gas cooled reactor, we can use the uranium-233 as a fusible materials, or we can use the thoriums as a fertile materials. Because of very high melting point of graphites, so we use the graphite as a moderators. Okay, so melting points of the graphite is very high. Okay, so this fuel element can operate at very high temperature. Very high temperature means 700 to 800 degrees centigrade, and it is possible to generate steam at a condition equivalent to those in a modern coal-fired power plant. Means we can achieve the condition of the steam in a gas cooled reactor is same as it is developed in a modern coal-fired power plants. The arrangement of gas cooled reactor power plant using the steam turbine as shown in these figures. Okay, so here you see this one is the reactors. Okay, and this gas cooled reactor is consist of the two circuit. One is called as the primary circuit, means this part is called as the primary circuit, and this part is called as the secondary circuits. In the primary circuit you see these are three components are there: reactors, this is the heat exchangers, and this is the here coolant pump is mentioned, but its name is wrong because here we circulate the gas. Okay, for circulating the gas we need to use the blowers or a compressors. Okay, means here we need to mention it is a circulating device instance of this coolant pump. Okay, so by using this circulating device, the CO2 gas or a helium is supplied. Okay, so either we use the England base or the USA base. Okay, means we are able to use the CO2 or a helium as a coolant. Okay, so suppose we use the CO2, then the CO2 is supplied in these reactors. Temperature of the CO2 is increased, then it is supplied in the supply into the heat exchangers. Means this CO2 gas is supply heat energy to the feed water that is passing from these another tubes. Okay, and this feed water is converted into the steam, and this steam is supplied in a steam turbines, and in a steam turbine this steam is expands and some work is produced. So this work is supplied to generators, and generator is produce the electricity. Then steam coming out from the turbine is supplied in condensers. So in a condenser this steam is converted into this water, and this water is supplied to feed water pump, and from this feed water pump this water is again supplied to heat exchanger, and this heat exchanger water is converted in steam. That's where the cycle is continuously runs. Okay, so in this heat exchanger, this water is converted into the steam. That means the temperature of this coolant, means it is carbon dioxide or a helium, its temperature is reduced, and they again supply to this reactor. This way the cycle is continuously run. Okay, so we discuss this point. Now another reactor is used. In the earlier case, what we understand that the heat energy produced by the reactor is supplied to gas, and gas is supply its heat energy to the water, and water is converted into the steam. Okay, now the second types of the gas cooled reactor, in which this heated gas is directly supplied to this gas turbine. Okay, means we are not need this secondary circuit, we directly supply this heated coolant into this gas turbine, and this gas turbine we produce this mechanical energy. So here you see this is the second types. Okay, so this is the reactors. From this reactor, the heated gas is directly supplied to this gas turbine, and from this gas turbine it is supplied to these regenerators. From the regenerator it is supplied in pre-coolers, and after pre-cooler it is supplied in compressors. Okay, so this compressor is the circulating device. Okay, and from this compressor the coolant is supplied in these regenerators, and from the regenerators it is supplied to this reactor. From the regenerator it is supplied in reactor. So this way the process is continuous. Okay, so this figure shows the arrangement of HTGC, means high temperature gas reactors, that is a direct cycle gas turbine power plants. Okay, so it is called as the direct cycle gas turbine power plant. Why its name is given the direct cycles? Because the heated gas coming out from this reactor is directly expands in the turbines. Okay, so these types of the plant use the gas turbine for power productions, and the coolant as a helium gas. So in these types the CO2 is not used as a coolant, only helium gas is used. It consists of regenerators, pre-coolers, and the compressor. The fuel used may be uranium 233 or a thorium 232. Now we understand the advantages and disadvantages. Before moving ahead, I request to like the video and subscribe my channels for watching the more video related to nuclear power or power plant engineering or other subject of this mechanical engineering. Now we understand the advantages of gas cooled reactors. First advantage, the gas do not react chemically with the structural materials like as the water. Structural materials means the reactors or the other materials we use for the constructions of the nuclear power plants. Okay, so gas are not react with these structures. Okay, and the waters are react with the structures, means in earlier type we study the boiling water reactors or pressurized water reactor. In that reactors we use the waters as a coolant. Okay, so these waters are react with that materials of the nuclear power plants. Here we use the gas. These gas are not react chemically with the structural materials, hence there is a no corrosion problems. Okay, so we know that the water is corrosive, so in a PWR or a BWR there is a chances of the corrosions are there, but in gas cooled reactor there is a no chances of the corrosions. Second advantage, graphite remains stable at the high temperatures and radiation problems are minimum. So we know that the melting point of the graphite is higher, so they are stable at the high temperatures, they are not melt. Third advantage, the uranium carbide and the graphites are able to resist high temperatures. Okay, so these are the similar like as the second points. Okay, so here the uranium carbides and graphites are able to resist high temperatures, and therefore the problem of limiting the fuel element temperature is not as serious as in the other reactors. Fourth advantage, gases are safe and easy to handle, means we can easily handle the gas. Fifth advantage, the gas coolant provide the base Newton economy. Base Newton economy means the gas are absorb very few newtons compared to the waters. Okay, so water is absorb the higher newtons compared to the gas. Okay, so here we use the gas as a coolant, so these gas are absorb fewer newtons, that's why it is called as the base Newton economy. Now we understand the disadvantages. First disadvantage, the gas have poor heat transfer properties, thus it required a larger heat exchangers. Okay, now what is the meaning of poor heat transfer properties? Heat transfer property means the specific heat. Okay, So gas have a very low specific heat compared to the water. Suppose the water we use, the water have the specific heat is the 4.187. Okay, and the air have a specific heat the 1.005. Okay, so the specific heat of the carbon and the heliums are near to this air. Okay, means the more quantity of the gas is required compared to the waters, means we are required a larger size of the heat exchanger compared to the water cooled reactors. Second disadvantage, the pumping power required is as large of 20% of generated power against 5% with water cooled reactors. Okay, so in a water cooled reactor we use the pump. Okay, and the water is the non-compressibles. Okay, so its pressure is easily increased. Okay, and the pump is required only 5% of the power produced by the nuclear power plants. In a gas cooled reactors we use the circulating device, means the blowers or compressors. Okay, so it's require very high power consumption, that is a 20% of the generated powers. Okay, so these blowers or compressor is consumes the very higher power because they are circulating this more amount of the air. Okay, means compared to the water, if the same capacities are there, then the circulations of the coolant is 4 times more than the water cooled reactors. Third disadvantage, leakage is a major problem if helium is used, as in a case of HTGC. HTGC means high temperature gas cooled reactors. Fourth disadvantage, fuel loading is the more elaborate and the costly. Fuel loading means the loading of the uraniums are most costly in a case of these gas cooled reactors. Okay, so thank you for watching this video. If you learned something and like the video, subscribe my channels and don't forget to share with your friends.